Hi everyone! Thanks for tuning in, long time no see. I was away and I just want to bring you up to date what I've been up to and especially share with you my travel adventure, because this time it was quite complicated to get to where I wanted to go and to come back. So I don't know what I will put in the title, but I went to London, England, and the day I wanted to leave, I woke up and there was snow. So clever me thought, okay, I'll leave earlier to the bus station for the bus to the airport and take one bus earlier, and then I have tons of time. Unfortunately, no airport shuttle bus came. Yeah, well, then I thought, okay, I still have time. Because I planned so much time, I can also take the next one, which didn't come either. So I was getting a bit worried, and I was also asking the person in charge, and there were lots of other people waiting as well. So, and they said, yeah, the bus should come, the bus should come. Finally, we're making the story short here. A bus came and we were on our merry way to the airport, which normally is only about 15 minutes by car, 20 minutes, but with bus 30 minutes away from here. So not a great distance. And all of a sudden the bus had to stop, full stop. Someone who had the perfect idea that winter and snow and this really cold temperature was the perfect time to transport his bicycles. So, and then his bicycles on the top of his car came loose and were tumbling down on the highway, which was really dangerous, of course, because if you get hit by a falling bicycle, I don't know, even if you're with the car it's really dangerous, but if you're with a motorcycle or something, it's really, really dangerous. And luckily all the other cars and our bus stopped in time, but still it took such a long time because it was an elderly gentleman, and so he was hopping over the three-way highway to pick up his bikes and all the single parts of his bikes, because of course some of the individual parts were shattered around and everything, and he took all the time of his life. So while his wife was screaming her head off at the side of the road because it was really dangerous to go on the highway just like that by yourself. So that took a bit of time, and when we arrived at the airport and I ran to the check-in counter, it was closed already. So I had missed my flight, even though due to the weather conditions the flight did not leave for so much longer. So it was already delayed for 45 minutes, and me and all the other passengers were quite annoyed that we were not allowed to still check in. When I called the hotline from EasyJet, which was really difficult to get the number of, because I went to their counter, no one there. I mean, was the middle of the day. No, the counter was closed, and on the counter there was no number whatsoever. So someone pointed me to a counter from another airline and said, ask there, maybe they have the number. So I got a number, I called this number. This was not the correct number, and they told me to call another number, which was of course all really expensive because they have really high rates per minute. So I spent a fortune on that, thank you EasyJet, to speak to a really incompetent member of the telephone team who just told me, well, I can't change your booking, and I don't know what you should do. You should talk to someone at the counter. I said, well, your counter is closed. He said, well, where are you? I said, well, at the Cologne airport. And he said, oh yeah, I see, because our counter there is only open in the evening. So I said, yeah, that's a good plan, because then if I wait till the evening, then there's no flight anymore this day out of Cologne to London. He said, yes, that's right. I said, well, thanks a lot for not helping me. Bye. So I went to another airline and booked a flight with Germanwings and took this flight to London. So I had to wait for 5 or 6 hours at the airport, which sucked. But all the normal big airlines were really expensive. I think Lufthansa was 360 euro or something. Germanwings was also really expensive for this last minute flight, but yeah, well, I had to go to London somewhere. So that was the trip to London. Annoyingly, I did not land in Gatwick as I anticipated, because I also had tickets for the Gatwick Express to go to the center. No, Germanwings flies to Stansted, so I had to buy new tickets, and of course my Gatwick tickets. Okay, so finally I was happy in London. Everything was great. I had a lovely time there. I went shopping and sightseeing and spent time with my boyfriend, and then it was time to go back. So unfortunately there was also snow in London, and the day I wanted to go back, the airport was closed. So no flights whatsoever. Yeah, great. I was thinking that this trip is really cursed or anything. So I had to cancel my flight back, and I had to book a train. So I booked a ticket for the Eurostar to Brussels, and then a ticket from Brussels to Cologne. When I arrived at the Eurostar terminal the next day, they told us, well, we decided, because some of the trains are cancelled, that we will not honor any reservation. So all the reservations are cancelled now. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Because I just booked like 16 hours earlier or something. Couldn't they decide earlier? So there was a line of people going one time all through the train station, and the people were always just telling us, you should go closer together, closer together. I think it was just so it didn't look that bad, so that television and news reports would not look that bad. But the line was really long, so we stood in line for like, I don't know, 1.5 hours or something. Then I finally could do the check-in, because it's, if you travel with the Eurostar, it's like a plane check-in. So and then I was in the boarding area. Yeah, and then they told us, well, there are no trains here at the moment. We were like, yeah, great. So Eurostar goes to Paris and to Brussels, and all these people were stuck now in this Eurostar travel lounge, which luckily had a coffee shop, and I think it was the coffee shop's owner's luckiest day in life. He had like a big smile on his face, because he made that much money this day, because everybody was just passing time and was hungry and thirsty, and he and the bookshop, they really made a good fortune on this day. So we waited for 4 hours till we finally got a train to Brussels, and in the train they told me, no problem, you will get your train to Cologne, they will all wait. Guess what? I arrived in Brussels with all the other people, and they told us, well, there's just one train still leaving for Amsterdam, but for the rest, no trains to any other countries than Belgium anymore. So we were stuck in Belgium, we were in Brussels. And after some talk to them, because also they were already going home, so the lady was like, what, but it's my evening now, it's my free evening, why do I have to stay here and deal with you? And we were like, yeah, sorry, not our problem, talk to your manager. So we finally got a hotel room. So as I was preparing myself to go to bed, undressing, all of a sudden the door opened. The door to my hotel room, which I locked before personally. Surprise! 2 people who said, well, this is our hotel room, and I said, no, that's my hotel room. Unfortunately, they double booked this room. Good Ibis, very, very good customer service. When I called them, they were like, no, this can't happen because we have a system in our computer which does not allow double booking. Well, there were 3 people there who could testify that unfortunately double booking happened. So anyway, after I got rid of these additional 2 people, I don't know where they spent the night afterwards, but really I didn't care. I brought out my inner MacGyver and constructed some kind of alarm system. So out of metal hanging wires and racks. So I put it all in front of the door, so I would wake up when someone comes in the room in the middle of the night, because I was really worried after that incident. Luckily no one came in. Still I didn't sleep very well because it was all just too much stress and everything. Next morning, 7 o'clock, we all gathered again at the train station because there were more of us who had to go to Cologne. And well, yeah, the train was cancelled, of course, because it was still snow outside, and it was even not that much snow, but the trains had a lot of problems. So after a long wait, finally a Thalys train came, and this train stood with open door for like 1 more hour on the track. But anyway, we were in the train, we were freezing because the door was open, but we were on board of the train, and then the train really started to go towards Cologne. I was so happy. I was really doubting that I would ever see my apartment again because it all took so long. So finally I arrived here because from Cologne I had to take another train, but I just hopped into the next Intercity Express because I didn't care, so I paid 15 euro more for that. All in all, I think I spent an additional 400 euro on this trip, which were not planned. Great. But anyway, I came here around lunchtime, so on Friday. I wanted to be here Wednesday evening, and normally I would have to work on Thursday and Friday, so I called them and I said, well, I'm stuck in London, I don't know. And then I said, okay, I have a train for Thursday. Well, on Thursday I had to call them again out of the train to Brussels and say, well, doesn't look like I'm going to make it tonight to my home, so sorry again. Well, that's life. So real traveling time then was from Thursday afternoon to Friday lunchtime, and I was really happy to be home. That was my travel adventure. I hoped you liked it. I'm sorry it was really long, but it was a really long journey. So thanks for watching and bye!